Andy Flower, one of the finest wicketkeeper-batters the game of cricket has ever seen. A man who carried Zimbabwean cricket on his shoulders through some of its brightest and darkest days. But in 2003, a single act of protest would change the course of his life forever. Born in Cape Town, South Africa and raised in Zimbabwe, Andy Flower debuted for Zimbabwe in 1992. The same year, Zimbabwe was granted Test status. A technically brilliant left-hander, Flower became the backbone of Zimbabwe's fragile batting lineup. He was known not just for his runs, but for the grit, character and leadership he brought to the side. Across 63 tests, Flower amassed over 4,700 runs at an average of 51.5, still the highest for any Zimbabwean Test batter. In ODIs, he scored over 6,600 runs. His performances often came against top teams in difficult conditions, carrying the hopes of an entire nation on his back. But while Flower was excelling on the field, his country was in turmoil. Zimbabwe in the early 2000s was facing political and economic collapse under Robert Mugabe's regime, marked by violence, human rights abuses, and the persecution of political opponents. The once thriving nation was being torn apart. Then came the 2003 ICC Cricket World Cup, hosted by South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Kenya. For Flower, this tournament would not just be about cricket, it would be a platform for protest. Alongside his teammate fast bowler Henry Olunga, Flower wore a black armband in Zimbabwe's opening match against Namibia. The gesture was simple but powerful. The two players released a joint statement explaining that they were mourning the death of democracy in Zimbabwe. It was a bold move, unprecedented in international cricket, and it came with consequences. Flower and Olunga were swiftly targeted by the Zimbabwean government. Death threats followed. They were labeled traitors, their international careers effectively over. At just 34, with plenty of cricket left in him, Andy Flower was forced to retire from representing Zimbabwe. In one act of conscience, he sacrificed the game he loved for the values he believed in. But this was not the end of Andy Flower's cricket journey. After moving to England, Flower shifted his focus to coaching. He rose through the ranks and eventually became the head coach of the England national team in 2009. Under his guidance, England achieved some of their greatest modern successes, reaching number 1 in the Test rankings, winning the 2010 ICC World T20 and reclaiming the Ashes in Australia in 2010-11. Their first series win down under in 24 years. Andy Flower had reinvented himself, from a player silenced by politics to a coach who would leave an indelible mark on world cricket. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.